Hello and welcome to this match review for the Brentford game and obviously match preview for the Spurs game. We'll start off talking about Brentford. Now this is fresh. Only 40 minutes ago I think the game ended, or maybe 50 minutes ago. I just got off stream and, well, let's just say another disappointing performance, but are we surprised? Not particularly. We seem to have a habit of sort of turning up against teams that we're not expected to do anything against, like Chelsea United. And in the games where we need to do something, example Leeds as the main one, we are just not in the game. We're not there. We don't really provide much. And it's kind of just like annoying, to be honest. But in all like reality, we can't attack. And we've known this the whole season, right? We've been screaming out for a striker, blah, blah, blah. Adam's missing chances, people missing chances. That's been happening all season. But it's gotten to the point where, you know, under Ralph, and obviously I'm not saying Ralph was still here would be fine. I'm not saying that. It's more just like we had some sort of identity under Ralph, some sort of style of play. We had a sort of idea how we wanted to play and how we wanted to attack, and it created chances for us, right? You could think most of the games that we lose and you're thinking, wow, Adams should have scored this, defender shouldn't have done this, stupidity and stuff like that. But now it's gotten to the point where, you know, this is not Salah's fault. Nathan Jones coming in, I mean, I don't even know what that disaster even was. We just don't have an identity. We don't have a style of play. We don't have a way to attack. And we just feel toothless. And I don't think the personnel was going to change anything. I think Sulemana was decent. He was probably our best attacker. He was direct, running at players, beating players. And him and Perot did pretty well on the left-hand side. I mean, Walker-Peters did well, especially at the start of the second half, but obviously with injury, I don't know if he's going to be out for Spurs game. Who knows? I've only just recently, obviously the game only ended an hour ago. And we just don't provide anything. And obviously Diallo, not good, but I understand him coming in for Lavia. Lavia, I guess, is not 100% fitness to be able to play, you know, 390 minutes a week. But Elanusi coming in was the most stupid thing I've ever seen. We've all seen him play. You know, we've all seen him play for years, right? He doesn't do anything. He doesn't provide anything. He's slow and he's useless. I think Theo Walcott played well against United. I'm not exactly sure why he wasn't playing from the start. And obviously when he came on, couldn't really provide anything. Big Paul coming on. I feel bad for him because clearly he's been signed for a certain role, and under Sellers, I don't think we kind of want to play that way. And he just seems to be like, oh, we have Big Paul in the box. Let's just cross it in and hope for the best instead of actually crossing well. Let's be honest, half of the crosses more than half, probably 99% of the crosses that went into the box were awful. I mean, who were they even aiming to? Even in the first half, who are you aiming to? I remember there was a chance, I think Perot crossed it to Adams. There was Adams and I think Elanusi at the back end of the box. The only people in the box were about 6 or 7 Brentford defenders in midfield. How the fuck are we supposed to do anything with those crosses? How? We don't have an identity, we don't have a style of play, and we don't have an understanding of how to put the ball in the net. And it's going to be the reason that we go down. Defensively wise, we've improved slightly under Sal's. Definitely we're not getting blitzed as often as we used to do. And we're sort of still in games. Obviously, it's a 2-0 loss. Brentford scored in the last minute or so. So up towards the last minute of the game, it was basically there, right? We could pull something, get a point, get a goal, maybe get a win if we could turn around, miracles. But obviously we didn't. But defensively, you know, we have to accept we have improved. Gavin Bazunu played well. I think Benarak, Belakochak were pretty solid. I think Perot played well as well. I think defensively we're pretty sound. Obviously getting caught on the counters is something that's always going to happen. But what I want to really talk about, which is quite funny, the commentators were very strange. They were claiming as if they were surprised that Brentford was still winning in the second half when they were under such amazing amount of pressure, apparently. You can have all the position you like. We could have 100% position. If we can't create anything in the box, we can't get any meaningful crosses, any meaningful style of play, any meaningful fucking connections in and around the area, 1-2s, anything. We had one shot on target. I don't know what pressure they were talking about, but the only pressure we provided them was, we're passing it around your box. We never got anything in the box. And obviously you can praise Brentford for that, of course. Brilliant structured. And I mean, We all know Brentford are a good side. They've got good players, plus a good manager who has instilled his style because he's been there for many years. They know how to play. And they were defensively solid. But then you can't say, oh, we put them under pressure. We didn't. We genuinely provided nothing. We had 1 shot on target. 7 shots total. Raya did nothing the whole game. I think there was only one thing that happened where there was a chance that fell, I think Walker Peters crossed it or something, and I don't know, deflected or something, and I think he saved it. I think that was probably the save. But other than that, we provided nothing. So it is a little bit concerning because at the end of the day, defensively you can improve, right? And we've seen that under Sales. We've defensively improved, and that's one thing that you can improve just by instilling some structure. But when it comes to the attack, it's creativity. And that's what we're lacking. We don't have anyone you can have on the ball and think, oh, he's going to do this or do that, like a Tadic, for example. A player who's going to get on the ball and be like, okay, he can pick out a pass, he can see a run. We don't have any players like that. And of course, we don't particularly make that many runs. But I think Sulemana is probably the best at that. And not for him playing the balls. I'm talking about getting him behind and making smart runs. I think him and Perot really were the only shining light, really, in the attacking area. But we just don't have any creativity. We don't have any talent up front. I'm going to be basically straight up. We don't have any attacking talent. It's concerning, but at the end of the day, January's long gone. We brought in a few attackers. Sulemana I think has been good, but obviously end product doesn't exist at the moment. I think Big Paul, not really suited to a style of play, but it is what it is. But moving on to the Spurs game. Obviously Spurs being knocked out of Champions League, last week. Beating Nottingham Forest, and then obviously they've had a whole week to recover. We obviously have a midweek game, and that's going to hit us a little bit more hard, considering we suck with a break. So with a less of a break, we'll probably be worse. But knowing us, we'll probably perform decently well against Spurs, probably much better than Brentford, like we did against Chelsea United. And will we proceed to get points? Who knows? But obviously Tottenham have a lot to play for, challenging for top 4, wanting Champions League football. They can't slip up now, as there was a few teams chasing them. But for us, obviously it's not over. 11 games left. I think, as it stands, 2 points in relegation or 3 points in. So it's not exactly, it's over, but it's just more like the sinking feeling of, how are we going to get these points we need? We missed opportunities against United. We were gifted with the red card, down to 10 men. Like, this is the time to score and win a game. And we couldn't do it. And against Leeds, a massive 6-pointer. Just a bare, not even bare minimum performance. It was below minimum performance. It was shocking. And then against Brentford at home, you got to get something. You've got to get something. And it's not me saying Brentford are an easy mark or something. It's not that. It's more just like at home are the games where it doesn't matter who you play, you can win. But it just doesn't feel like that for us. It feels like every time we play at home, we're playing at a disadvantage. And whether that's because of the poor atmosphere at the club or poor atmosphere with the supporters, I don't know. But it feels like every time we play at home, regardless of the opposition, regardless of the opposition's form, our form, we're just half a team. We're just not as good. And that's concerning considering, away games are hard enough, obviously travelling away. Home games are where we need the support, and as Ruben Sellers said, the 12th man. It's just like, I'm struggling to see a way out. Normally when it comes to the previous season, we've been sort of close to relegation. You could always get the feeling like, we'll pull through. But this time it's like, I don't know if we will. And normally I'm not very negative about that sort of thing, but it's like watching them play, there's no consistency. There's no style of play, and it's concerning. We need goals. We're desperate for goals. And I'm worried. I am very worried. Only 11 games left. It was 14 2 weeks ago, and now it's 11. The time's running out. Predictions for the game. It's hard. I don't want to be negative, right? But I'm trying to be realistic. I'm not trying to have optimism and hope that it's unjustified. I just honestly don't see us winning games. And I don't think I think there was only one game I said would win, and it was against Leeds, and then we played our worst performance in ages. But my prediction, I'm just going to go 2-0 Spurs. I just don't see us winning. And obviously, I'd love to see us win, right? Obviously, that's granted. Every Saints fan would, but this Spurs team's wealth of talent. You got Kane, Son. I mean, Richarlison, I think shit, but he's still a good player. You got wealth of talent, and I just don't think we're going to be able to do much against it. The only benefit I can see is that Tottenham will be more expansive. Brentford were obviously very structured and obviously more cautious. I don't think Spurs will be as cautious, whether we can use that to our advantage and maybe get some counterattacks going like we did against United. But other than that, it's not looking good, is it? It's really not. It's coming down to the wire. 11 games left, and it is concerning. But we just need to get points. Every game is a cup final, as I said last time. Every game's a cup final. We need to get points desperately, even if it's just a point. Keep something up with the pack. We have to keep pushing. We have to just have them in the back of our mind. Sort of like West Ham and Leeds and all that, thinking they're still alive. They're still alive. Putting pressure on them because we're still alive. That's what we need to do. We need to put pressure on other teams, which we just haven't been doing. But yeah, that's the video. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you for the Spurs watch along where we hopefully get something. We need something desperately. Oh God, it's been a long season. It's been a very long season. I personally don't want to be watching Championship football. No offense to Championship, but I don't really want to. But yeah, like and subscribe if you enjoyed. There'll be a community post where you can vote on what you think the result will be, and I'll see you there for the watch along.